Hi, Ross Cattle here from Defiant Property Agents. It's that time of week again for our weekly vlog, and this week we are going to talk about auctions, and one of the conditions of the auction being the auctioneer reserves the right to bid on behalf of the owner, and what that means and why you shouldn't fear that. So during an auction you may have heard an auctioneer shout out on the authority, or vendor's bid, or back with me on the authority, and that's the auctioneer bidding on behalf of the owner. Generally, an auctioneer will use his authority to bid on behalf of an owner if he feels that the value that the bidding is too low, or there is maybe a disruptor at the auction that is trying to slow the process of the auction down, or putting in smaller bids or stuff like that. But the auctioneer really there is just protecting the value of the property and protecting the owner from any of those sort of situations. As a bidder, you mustn't fear the auctioneer's bid. The auctioneer will not make a bid at reserve price. The auctioneer will not make a bid at a figure that is going to buy the property. It's generally going to be a figure that gives you a bit of a benchmark to step over, and as I said, the auctioneer is there to help you buy the property. As a bidder, you are in a position of strength. There will be people, there will be buyers at auctions that aren't able to bid. They didn't get their finance in place in time, or they just found the property very late, and they're just not organised. So at a bidder at an auction, you are really in a position of strength because you're an unconditional buyer that owners are very attracted to. So owners will take your bid on the day very serious, and generally owners, if there's an adjustment to be made, they are going to make that adjustment at the auction, because they know if they do, they're sold. It's an unconditional contract and they know the property is sold. For that reason, if they're going to make a move, they will make it. Your position of power can change after the auction. There is a misconception that the highest bidder at an auction gets passed in has the first right of refusal. That's actually not the case. If the property does get passed in, conditional buyers can come into play, and you can end up with a lot more competition on a property. And I've been told from many buyers at many auctions, conditional buyers have come up to me and said, "Hey Ross, I hope it gets passed in today," because they're just not in a position to bid. So you don't want to be competing with those sorts of buyers. So I always say to bidders, if you're there to buy the property, set your mark, bid with confidence, and don't be afraid of the auctioneer's bid, because the auctioneer's bid is there to help you. It's not something to be fearful of. And as I said earlier, the auctioneer's bid's never going to be at a price that he's going to buy the property, or even at reserve price. And as I also said, it is illegal for the auctioneer or the vendor to bid above reserve price. So that's just a little bit about auctioneers bidding and vendor bidding in auction. It's nothing to fear, and my recommendation is use your position of strength being an unconditional bidder at auction, and it's always good to buy at auction. So that's a little bit about that. If you've got any more questions in relation to vendor bidding or the terms and conditions of an auction, ask your agent. They'll be more than happy to answer them, or even ask to speak to your auctioneer, or hey, look, give us a call. We're more than happy to talk about it. That's it. That's our weekly vlog for this week. Have a good weekend, and I hope you find that property you're looking for. Ross Cattle, Defiant Property Agents.